Welcome back to Smoke and Mirrors podcast, your destination for the latest in movies and reviews. We are your hosts, Rob, Dave, and Triz. This week, we're discussing the conclusion of the Continental and Ahsoka. We give you our thoughts on Changeling, Gen V, Episode 4, Totally Killer, Pet Cemetery, and the very first episode of Loki. Now let's start the show. How we feeling there, fellas?
That's good, man. I was just hood there. Big old expeditions today.
Yeah. You
JP
you got
Park.
to find out about what's his face, whether or not they should have slapped it on a lunchbox and we're trying to sell it. We're trying to sell it.
You were so concerned with you could, and you didn't know what stuff to think. Maybe if they should. Fuck, I can't do the Goldblums. I always fuck that line up.
This is good.
I was thinking about it today, and it was like the what's his face, and you'll see a collection of pipes at the top of you, and you just follow those. Fucking push to close always gets me as well.
How you living there, dog?
Is that movie? I'm good. That movie came out when 93, yeah.
Mm.
You know, there's people alive today walking on the earth that still haven't seen that movie.
That's wild. Because that was the biggest movie ever for a little bit.
Until Titanic came out in 98. Had a good 5-year run.
Yeah. But at that point, Spielberg was just... No one was able to keep up with that.
Yeah, because he gave you the 1-2 that year. So I got all your money, and then I took all your awards at the end of the year as well with Schindler's.
Plus the technicals. And the technical awards.
Yeah.
All right, let's kick it off. Changeling episode 7, I believe it is, the penultimate episode. Good episode, but it was a little bit of a sort of sucker punch there. It was a little bit of a sucker punch. This time, focusing on Apollo's mom, Lillian. Or Lillian, depending on how she writes it in the book there. But it's all about this hotel stay that she kind of she has, and in it, it's almost like she deconstructs herself, her belief system, and everything in order to sort of look back and gain perspective on her life, and then reconstructs it. But the key thing in this episode is that she ended up killing Apollo's dad. Remember how I said a couple of weeks back that the episode was bookended by Apollo's mom sitting on the dock, throwing a suitcase into the water?
Yeah.
His dad was in the suitcase.
Oh.
Yeah. So Apollo keeps having this reoccurring dream that this guy just rocked up at their apartment when he was 4, and then he can't remember anything. But her perspective is she got home, she's seen steam in the room, and she ran in. The father, Brian, was there drowning Apollo. Yeah, so because of the steam, I'm thinking that he thought Apollo was a changeling. So I don't know if he's one of the brokers, like that other O is, that brokers the kids with the fairies, or if he's just like he was trying to kill that O.
Was this hotel in that same place you were telling us about last week?
No.
No.
A different place, yeah.
Yeah, that place in New York. They said that were all the Russians or wherever it was were.
Little Norway,
yeah.
Yeah. No, not that I know of, but it was called the Elk Hotel. I don't know if there's any connection, fairy connection or whatnot. Yeah, not what I expected for the episode to set up the last episode, because usually in the penultimate, they get all the heavy lifting out the way, and then the last episode is the fallout. And any loose sort of threads that they want to tie up. So this is really interesting. Oz will tell you how it all concludes next week.
Nice. Shit, that's right. It's only 7 episodes or 8 episodes for this?
8.
8. Yeah.
Maybe it's
Nice.
not the last dome. Maybe it's not the penultimate. Maybe they hit this with the 10.
I wouldn't be mad at that. It feels like there's a lot of story left to tell, unless they're going to speed run this last episode and like speed run the story. But I don't see that ever being a good thing for the story.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Unless they're intending on I'm going into season 2.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Nice. Alrighty. Kick it off with that anime corner. So Jujutsu is getting more and more exciting. So we left our main characters off with the news that Gojo has been sealed, and now they're trying to work out what the fuck they actually need to do. So they first identified that with the veils that are covering Shibuya, that it's actually a nail that's imbued with cursed energy, and they need to destroy the nail so they can remove the veil. But they found there's multiples of these fucking things. And so we have Yuji, Megumi, and this other guy. I always forget his name, but he full wears like a proper bally and everything. But they're like, all right, we got to find the one place where a nail could be, and it has to be in a position where it's away from the battlefield, but it's also memorable, basically. So they find this massive fucking skyscraper, and there's these 3 sorcerers on top of it, and they're guarding this nail. One of them looks like, those 3 heads in Spirited Away on top of each other? One of them looks like that guy. Those heads. It looks funny. And then there's this other sorcerer who's not that strong, and then there's this old lady. And now, the episode itself is called Seance. And so they end up getting to the top of the skyscraper as these sorcerers discussing their game plan for when they do arrive. They arrive completely fucking early because Megumi, his ability is basically shadow puppets with your fingers, but anything he can summon. So he can make like a dog and things like that. Make a dog, make a rabbit, make a bird. And so they fly in on
hand shadows?
Yeah, hand shadows. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie. Because they do the proper, I don't know how to do it. I'm just throwing up gang signs if I try, but fucking it's like the rabbit and everything.
Catch you set tripping, cur.
That's correct. And my hands are always down by my side. Or in my pockets.
So they arrive on the scene. The fight breaks out. So Yuji and Megumi end up taking on that dude, who I said looks like the 3 heads in Spirited Away. But everything they hit this guy with, their strongest moves, just they do nothing to affect this guy at all.
Yeah.
And they're fighting on this highway in fucking Shibuya, and then Megumi hits him with the hilt of his fucking bat, and he notices this guy just takes all this fucking damage. And that's when he summons these rabbits to actually cover this guy in a dome. And the cool thing about this is that it shows from inside the rabbit's dome with this guy, and he's working out, okay, cool. This is going to break away, and they're going to hit me with another attack, and that's when I'm going to counterattack and kill both of them. And you see the rabbits fade, and they've fucking completely just ran away. And that's what this guy thinks. But then Megumi drops from the fucking air on top of this guy. And they start fucking fighting again. And you see Yuji and Megumi come in for the fucking hit, and then it pauses. And then the guy just stops because he's smiling and he knows, yep, they're dead. And then it flicks back to the dome again from the outside, and Megumi's like, I've worked out that this guy has the power, and they call it inverse. So you hit him with the strong attack and makes it weak attack makes it strong. But because normally he would have an aura around him sort of regulated as well. So they're going through, and fucking that's when the fight begins again from their perspective. And you see Megumi hits him with the bat just as hard as he can, and at the same time Yuji just stops midway and then just taps him, and this guy fucking goes flying. And then you see them basically juggling this guy and just fucking him up the whole time. It was fucking cool. Yeah. What I like about the show is that it's all martial arts based when it comes to the hand-to-hand as well. So they're actually fighting like that. But then, like I was saying about the guy with the bally, it flicks over to him, and he's still on top of the skyscraper fighting that one dude who looked kind of weak. And this is where shit really hits the fan, because he is fucking piecing this guy up. There is no way he is losing. But then the lady is praying that whole time. and this is why the episode was called Seance. She's a witch, and she fucking resummons Toji from the start of this season. The guy who fucks up Gojo and Gito at the start in the past. She fucking resummons him to take over that guy's body. So he is back. And the implications of this are huge because Megumi thinks that his dad just left. But now Toji's back and he can tell him everything that's fucking happened. So now from here, like, we could see Megumi like moving over to the bad side and being with his dad, or it's going to be the father-son fight. Either way, it's fire.
That's fucking mad.
Yeah, so it fucking popped off, man. I couldn't fucking believe it. And obviously Toji comes through and completely fucks up this guy as well. Just one hit. Finished.
You bastard.
But that's where this episode ends, with the reintroduction of Toji, and then we gotta wait for the next one. I was like, bastard. It was so fucking cool though. I can't believe he's back now.
So is that next one? Is that the last one?
No.
You got a couple more episodes.
So this is a 24 or 21 episode season. So this is
Very
a proper
good.
like 6 months of Jujutsu that I got on my hands.
That's mad.
Yeah. And then Under Ninja. So this was very slow burn. It's the first episode of the first season. It completely tripped me out at the start because it was 3D animation with English dub.
Yeah.
And they very Ninja Assassin, they introduce you via these army soldiers, not like Ninja Assassin, but more so they get into this room and it's the aftermath of a ninja assault. And you see this guy, like he had a dead man's detonator and everything, and he had his whole head and the thumb that was holding the button sliced like that. It was fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then it flicks to Kuro, who is the main character in the story, and he's a genin, which is like a lesser ninja basically. And they introduce you to his life. It starts off with him sort of on top of the school roof with all these other fellow ninja that you get introduced to. And it seems like they're having like a faction battle with another set of ninjas, and they're sort of sizing everyone up, working out who's who. And then Kuro just says, okay, since I'm the strongest, I'm going to go down there and start the fight. And that's when it goes into the retrospective for Kuro that he lives by himself in this apartment. There is a guy who is training him to be a ninja that visits him every now and then. And one of his first assignments was to infiltrate the school that he's in.
Yeah.
So it just gives you a big background about him. Like he's used this lady that's his neighbor to actually like be his mother to sign him up for this school as well. Because he, like during his like ninja time, he was like, I can't call myself. It's a good thing I hung up. They would think that I'm like, my father would call, but no, my father would be working. So I need the mother to call. And so he's just working everything out to get himself into the school. So finally gets everything done. He gives her a few beers. She gets fucking pissed drunk. He's the one who stole the beers from his fucking flatmate, and he blamed it on her by putting the beers by her bed when she was passed out. And then he disappears under his fucking flat, and he's just watching shit on an iPad. But then it flicks back to the present, and it's a Kunoichi, a female ninja, that drops down to like face him, and he's the one that assumed that she was the strongest. And this is where the episode ended as well. So I'm hoping with this next episode we do get to see some of the fighting as well, because that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, I was surprised by the amount of comedy in here.
Yeah,
I mean, it starts off and he's like, "Oh, my dick!" He's like doing like this little like MJ sort of crotch maneuver. But they really try and make it light throughout. And I like the animation for the most part. Like they're trying to do like practical ninjas with like a hoodie and then like a mask that they pull up and like a little forehead sheath as well, almost like a cap. The brimless caps that they've always had.
Yeah,
sort of like that. Yeah.
Those are disgusting.
Yeah. No joke.
Neo, that was disgusting.
Did Neo do the brimless?
It was
Cultural
sell them
appropriation.
bitches too. Nobody bought that shit.
You know, I did that shit for free in primary school. I was in year 3. The broom was breaking. I just took that broom right off.
Yeah, and it didn't work then.
Nah, I didn't. I just couldn't play at lunchtime either. You know what I mean? No hat, no play. Technically.
What if he was wearing a
Technically.
yarmulke? Would you still be able to play? You'd have to, right?
Yeah, there's no way they can hold you back.
Imagine they got you one of those headbands with the button if you had the yarmulke.
Yeah. Fuck, that's a bit wild.
The tennis cap.
But yeah, I'm excited because I'm excited for episode 2 because the promise at the start of the episode with that O's like half head gone and the thumb gone, I was like, there's gonna be some serious shit in here. And then there just wasn't.
Yeah.
It's like just edged.
Yeah. But I'm
So I-
happy that it's adult themed. Like they didn't shy away from like swearing as well as like, you know, drinking and shit like that as well. So it does lead hopefully lead to good violence as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hopefully.
All right. So we got our next episode 4 of Gen V came out. More full male nudity. Jesus.
Oh man. The cringe I have.
With showing dicks in this show. Huh?
What was the dick shot in this?
The dick exploding.
Yes. Fuck, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
Then I had a beer can by the end.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Completely played into my expectation that you'll learn how to control it without seeing it though.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I was just thinking. I was like, Triz called that shit
Yeah.
last episode.
Yeah, but I don't know why she doesn't do that shit more often then. She'd literally be able to just make people bleed then.
Yeah, which would be fucking mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they escaped with there's a Golden
Ryan?
Boy's brother,
Sam,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sam,
Sam. That was
and
way off.
that little person. What's her name?
See, I
Amanda?
forgot her name.
Amelia.
Samantha?
Some white person's name. Anyway, yeah. So
Sam.
they're on the lam. He's going crazy. They what's his face end up going to this doctor's house and getting into shit. And just when you thought it was going to start heating up, it just finished.
Yeah. She just
Woke up in
binged.
bed.
Yeah.
Woke up
that
in
was
bed
fucking
with that
weird.
Asian chick, and then what's his face? That was it. Like you didn't get to see
Yeah.
another fight. You didn't get to see what happened after that. It's like they just all lost time.
Yeah. Which is
So,
wild.
when you think about it, does that mean that it could potentially be... Because you know how when that dude turns around and he's like, it's not what it looks like? Could it be that maybe Jordan's the one who, knocked her out? At that start bit, and it just happened again?
Maybe.
Maybe either that or it's that chick that's with them, the blonde, and she was just like, just forget all this.
Yeah.
Ah, true, yeah.
Yeah. And then the the romance subplot that they're trying to create with
Yeah.
Sam and that to up the stakes there because you need someone to give a shit about the crazy guy. But in this case, crazy, but he's schizophrenic. He's actually schizophrenic, so he's got
Oh,
a
yeah.
condition and needs to be monitored. And she's the O to talk him down from the roof.
Yeah.
But then there's also that Tech Knight subplot that's going through, which was actually, I thought, really, really cool to add a character that, all right, I'm not actually a superhero, but I'm a super detective.
Yeah.
Like, that's like Batman, like just juiced to the gills,
Yeah.
like his detective powers, which was actually really, really cool if they had a character like that was actually on their side. But he's just a weird cat. Fucking hell. The whole truth.
Far out. What do you call it? Sam reminds me of Black Noir, but Black Noir talks less.
Yeah.
Because he was schizo as well.
Yeah. And he has that puppet fixation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which Black Noir also had, weirdly.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's a byproduct of the V.
Maybe
Could
Gen
be.
V also, they can control them.
Yeah,
Maybe there's something in there that allows them to control them on a sort of molecular level.
yeah.
I think
There'd
so.
have to be safeguards built in.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, 100%.
You know,
Can't just be letting their product run around fucking wild on the streets.
True. That guy in the cartoon looked like Josh Hartnett from far away. It threw me off. Honestly thought it was him.
Fucking hell.
But yeah,
Yeah,
not
I
a
didn't
bad
mind-
episode.
Huh?
Not a bad episode. It went
No.
too quick after last week's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Kind
like,
of want a little bit more.
It's finished.
Yeah.
Wait until
Especially
next week.
yeah. Again, I'm still not liking Marie. There's something
Yeah.
about her. She's too go with the flow, has no fucking morals or, like, what does she stand for? She's just like, and they call her out in that shit, and I like it. Because, like, she's a fucking tourist in that world.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. She's not there to like, because she wants it. She's there because she thinks that, okay, if I do this and I can get to my sister. She's not doing the fucking work. Yeah. So 2 pretty big, actually, TV movies, direct-to-streaming movies came out this weekend. Totally Killer and Pet Sematary Bloodlines. One on Paramount Plus and the other on Amazon. Both really, really look fucking unbelievable. And the budgets attached to them are actually pretty solid as well. Totally Killer it's Blumhouse, and it's more in the vein of something like Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. That comedy, horror, slasher, but they throw in the time travel plot device as well. And that works. It's just, like, this movie doesn't take itself seriously. And it leans really, really hard into the R rating, so lots of swearing, sex, drugs, everything. They just kind of throw it out there. It's set in the 80s, so it's got that mad vibe, that party vibe, and the clothes, and the, like, the talking, and all that shit. Throws a little bit of Mean Girls in there, a lot of Back to the Future. This time, they break down time a little bit differently. I liked their little allegory for time being the river, and if you were downstream and then jumped out and ran upstream and then jumped in, like, you would affect everything that trickles downstream, which was a cool way of sort of understanding where they were going. But yeah, I would never watch it again. I don't think it's going to be a Halloween classic. It was good. Production values were there. It was funny in different bits and pieces. And, like, there's a whodunit at the end of it, so there's a little bit of Scooby-Doo thrown in there as well, especially with the masked killer. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's better slashers out there, especially ones that are really satirical as well, like Scream, which just takes, like, a whole new sort of look at the slasher genre that I was really like.
Maybe they'll do something different in Thanksgiving.
Yeah, true. Where it's, like, really tongue-in-cheek. And over the top. Pet Sematary Bloodlines. This one was pretty solid. It was definitely better than that fucking remake that they dropped.
What I heard.
Did you guys know that Judd Crandall, who's the lot of story down that road, did you know his full name is Judson? And they continue to call the O Judson in the movie. Judson. It was like every time I was like, Judson. But what they establish in this is that Ludlow, which is like bumfuck nowhere in Maine, a lot of farming, everyone has these mad fucking sprawling sort of plantation houses with mad porches and shit, like those wraparound porches that fucking look beautiful. And just farmland as far as you can see. There is a history there that goes back to when the town was settled. as part of the English occupation. Bear from the Rev, like he has a pretty substantial part. He does really, really well in this with his little storyline. They make the dead more sort of plotting and active members of society, so you can actually interact with them. Whereas in other Pet Sematary movies, it's like the original Pet Sematary that Mary Herron did. They weren't like that. They were mindless. They were almost like rabid zombies. So this one's a little bit different in that way. It was still good. David Duchovny's in here. It's funny because at the start and in the middle, he's very much like, fuck you. I've brought my son back from the dead, and you hippies do whatever the fuck you want. And he's like really aggressive, but by the end, he's like, now we got to kill him. I was like, now you lay down and take it? Because I was just, a little bit frustrating how they wrapped it up, but it does set up Judd to be the caretaker for that town. So they set up, why it's called Bloodlines is because the people that sort of look after the Pet Sematary, they're all linked to the first settlers, and their role is to then take care of the Pet Sematary and make sure no one's fucking around bringing people back from the dead and animals back from the dead. Yeah, I mean, it's solid. I probably wouldn't watch this one either. It doesn't have the staying power that the original Pet Sematary did. Definitely better than the remake, but you know what I mean, like it was a nice little streaming surprise. Like, wow, here's a little something on Halloween.
I'm hoping that we get a lot more closer to Halloween.
Yeah.
Like I kind of miss Fear Street. You know what I mean?
True.
Fucking oath.
That was the
Fear Street
shit.
was the truth. One of the best streaming fucking movies that came out in a little while.
One of the best streaming experiences.
And it was an event, dog.
Yeah, it was good.
Event. Excited for Goosebumps this week.
Ah, yes. And House of Usher, which should be really good. That Flanagan don't miss, dog. That man does not miss.
Flanagan's like Jay-Z.
Yeah. He's like Stephen King Jay-Z. I'm happy that he's over there at Amazon because there is so much Stephen King IP over there that they just got because of MGM and all that sort of stuff.
That's right.
Like, there's stuff over there that we can do. There's rumors going around right now that he's setting up the Dark Tower over there.
He is. So after this next movie that he's doing, which is also a Stephen King adaptation, Chuck something, I don't know. But after that, it's a movie and TV show called Dark Tower. He's been tapped, dogs. My man's going to the big leagues.
Badly. That's what it is. He's the man.
Gotta get it
Life of Chuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it was from one of Stephen King's...
Is it a Bachman book?
No, it's not a Bachman book. It's one of those collections that he did of short stories. It's in there with Mr. Haggerty's phone. The one with Jaden Martell.
You know, and he found out later on why he actually did that. Why he wrote the Bachman books as Richard Bachman.
Why was that?
He wanted to see if it was his name or the stories that he was telling that people were reacting to. So he said, fuck it, I'm going to release this book as Richard Bachman and see if I still get accolades. He still did.
What a fucking matter.
Killed that shit.
All right. Ahsoka. Super Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. It was all right. I didn't mind it. It was one of the better Star Wars TV shows we've gotten.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Andor yet, but I'm hearing that Andor can't be topped. Like, this is still not as good as Andor.
Yeah. I wish I watched Andor all in one hit. I think it would have played a lot differently. So I was envy that you're in a position where you can just binge it. But for me, Ahsoka only heated up in the last 3 episodes, which is very much like other like Andor was as well when it was
Yeah.
getting closer to the end. Sort of picked up its pacing a little bit. For me, the thing that let me down with Ahsoka is Ahsoka.
Yeah.
There was no stakes tied to her character. There's no character arc because she kept the same temperament throughout the whole fucking thing. And I was just like I can't relate to that. I can't vibe with it.
Mm.
Like she's OP in some instances and then gets her ass kicked in the others.
Mm.
But then, like, I knew that was going to happen. It's like the Yoda shtick is out, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Come with the realizations when you're like, that's why this happened. Because that's fucking character development. I just didn't get it. And people are like, they're raving about Rosario Dawson's performance, and like to a degree, yeah, great. But like physically, she captures Ahsoka. I don't think if you look at the Clone Wars Ahsoka, very different from what she's doing. Whereas Ahsoka was really bubbly and sort of like, a lot more dynamic.
I feel like, well, that's also her, being Padawan to essentially Darth Vader.
Yeah.
That'd crush you a little bit and make you less bubbly and whatnot. But I honestly feel like the girl playing her in the flashback scenes, did a better job than Rosario Dawson.
Yeah. So did I.
Yeah. For me, like it was good, but it just felt like there could have been more. And it feels like there was a lot of filler, like peppered throughout a lot of the episodes as well to try and get to this last 3. So I was in it, and then I was out of it, and then I was back in it. Pause, and I was,
yeah.
Like if this was a movie, you realize this whole 8-hour run would be done in 15 minutes. Yeah, this is 15 minutes of a movie. Shit! They got that what's his face. Hey, remember the what's his face, the whales? Boom! They're on the planet. Boom! They're doing this mission. Boom! 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 It's all done. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
This would be an opening segment for a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, the first 40.
Yeah. Like, and then they go to Dathomir at the end of the show, and they don't even show me Darth Maul. Like, show me. I know he's there, motherfucker. Show me.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's where it's leading. Oh no, it can't lead there. He's dead already.
He's dead.
Yeah.
But what's his face? Is what's his face still alive? His son? What was his name?
Savage Opress.
Savage Opress.
That was his brother. Also
brother.
Dead. Also dead.
Yeah.
Darn it.
The only thing that can be like practical with Dathomir now is that this is like in the same time as Cal Kestis. So when they get back there, he may have done his thing on Dathomir already, so they're going to get back there to fuck all.
Mad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hopefully that then ties him into it. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
To have him in there, another Jedi.
Yeah. Because Cameron Monaghan's good. Like, I don't mind him. I don't know if you guys want me to spoil it, though, but like...
Just do it. It's a game. It's different. I get to play these things.
True.
Yeah.
So there is another Jedi on Dathomir. And he, very much like Baylan Skoll, basically, where he was part of the Jedi Order, but then he doesn't admit that he's become part of the Sith, but he just says that he's renounced himself. And he chooses to like follow his own path. So he is a Sith, but he doesn't want to admit it.
Okay. Baylan, their group is they're the same though, yeah. So they renounce. They're not a Sith. They don't consider themselves Siths. They don't consider themselves part of the Jedi Order anymore because there is no Jedi Order when you think about it.
Yeah.
So they literally just get to go on adventures by themselves. I'd like that. Why wouldn't I like that?
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
every Jedi after the Order 66 be considered that? Like, they'd almost be Ronin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that was another point that I was going to bring up, because Ahsoka herself, even before the shit happened, renounced herself from the Jedi Order. And it was like one of my favorite parts in the show, firstly being like the reintroduction of Anakin, and secondly, like when Thrawn calls her a Ronin to her fucking face. I was like, makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think they
Jedi
missed
Order.
out. I think they missed out on a huge opportunity to show the reconnection to the Force.
Mm.
Because they could have brought in the ghosts and stuff a lot earlier, which would have been fucking fire. They had Ewan McGregor there. They had, like, you know, they even have Mace Windu, you know what I mean? Give Mace some love.
Where
Yeah.
is Mace? Everyone says he's not dead. He's big
That is a
chilling,
long
allegedly. Big chilling. Yeah, but there was all those. We saw Anakin do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
He literally jumped off a bloody speeder, flew down, and then just caught onto another car. Like as if Mace Windu, Master Jedi, which Anakin was not, could not do that.
Yeah, that's true. I see Mace
Yeah.
Windu jump hundreds of meters into the fucking air in that animated one as well.
That is correct.
Yeah. That created earthquakes with his fists, dog.
Yes.
Fists.
Man.
That's another thing I wanted to speak about with this damn show. Is that we've got all these like spectacular ideas for Jedi powers that have been used, if not in the movies, in the animated like series, that weren't used here. The whole idea of a push and pull with fucking Ezra and Sabine was dumb to me. I was like, why don't you just use the Force to fucking Jedi jump over there? See you later, mate. No worries.
Yeah.
Well, silly shit.
Yeah, it was. I just didn't like that sort of wrap up. The clear like episode that did a lot was the fucking Clone Wars episode where Anakin was in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was
100%.
The best thing in the show.
Yeah, that was for me the best episode of the whole season.
Yeah. 100%. There was a lot of fan service in the show as well. Like, when she wakes up in that other place, that's the time place from Rebels where Ezra is. Where you can see into the past through the portals like that.
All
Yeah.
the hullabaloo about Ezra, did you guys like him? Because I liked that. His portrayal and everything. He's just underused, I thought.
Yeah. There's not enough of him, but he was cool.
He was the only male character there. You realize that. That's why.
That's why I'm hoping that Cal Kestis comes into the fold. And then we get another sort of male Jedi to balance it out.
Yeah. We have so much potential for like Cal to come into play. And as well as that what's his name? The apprentice, old mate from Days Gone.
Yeah.
Because he would be around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he would. And can I just say, I hate fucking lightsaber gun battles.
Oh, God.
Like when they use both, when she was using both of them. What's her name? Sabine.
Sabine.
Yeah.
I didn't like I'm clinging to the Mandalorian sort of fighting style. Be a Jedi, you know what I mean? How the fuck do you think you're gonna get better at it?
Yeah.
Use the lightsaber.
Why does she not have a jetpack?
He earns it in Mandalorian. I always thought the same thing, but it's one of the tiers
Yeah, right.
that you unlock.
It's the level up.
Yeah, it legit was, because he only gets it in the end of season 1 or season 2.
End of
Gets
season
it.
1.
Yeah.
Because remember, he does the jump and then he grapple hooks onto the ship.
Yes.
Mando just
buy that season 1
Fuck yeah,
so
Mando
bad,
got it.
man.
fuck Mando got it right.
Oh,
Fucking oath.
first season. Oh,
Oof.
God.
Fucking
might
had
be
you
one's
like
dream
edge of your
come true.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been the best first season of Star Wars we've ever had.
Yeah.
We were on holidays in another country and this bought a fucking Chromecast just to watch Mando.
It was a Roku, by the way. And
Or Roku.
yeah.
Just to watch Mando.
What
just so
else
we
were we
wouldn't
gonna
miss
do?
out.
Worth it.
It was. I still got that one in the room there.
True.
Alright.
Hmm.
You guys got any more smoke for Ahsoka?
Nah. I just hope it gets better.
Yeah.
Think they're going to do a season 2?
I think so. The ratings wise, it killed it. So Nielsen came out and speculated they killed it, and every episode. Like it wasn't just like 1 or 2 episodes. Like they had a what's this place? A good surge of viewers every episode. So
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know. Disney seems to be going into that. I think Disney's gonna close. I think Disney's gonna shut their doors. There's too much shit going on there. None of their stuff is making money.
No.
And you've got bloody unruly stars like the fucking what's her name? That's playing Snow White, Zegler.
Oh.
Rachel Zegler.
That's just ruined Snow White now. Like you might as well release that now on Disney Plus because you are fucked if that comes out in the cinemas. Like you are done, and it's gonna be fucking embarrassing.
I know
Yeah.
that like there's a lot of people out there that want to talk like counterculture and sort of working against the man and
Hmm.
breaking bonds and all that shit. But look, if your star's out there making these comments that obviously alienate people and get
Yeah.
them not to trust your brand and get them to fuck your movie off big time, like get some media training. You know what I mean?
100%. This is why I missed. Do you guys remember all the leaks that came out for Star Wars when George Lucas was doing it? I don't either, because everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
You know what was crazy is that they said to Ewan McGregor, we heard that you got cast as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he was like, "No, that's not true." Who told you that? And they were like, "No, it's fine. We heard it from George," and he was like, "Okay, yeah, I was cast as." Like the amount of secrecy and everything that everyone had. That's why they need to say goodbye to like movie stuff on social media. They just need to be like, all right, well, there's a complete like just blackout. You guys aren't allowed to post anything. I don't want to see anything. Like when you sign up for one of our movies, you're not allowed to post about it. We don't want to see nothing out there until we release something. You shut the fuck up.
I don't mind if it's in promotion of something.
Yeah.
But she's dragging other people into it. Gal Gadot clearly didn't want to have anything to do with it. I
She
also
just got missing after that, though. You noticed that? She was just like, there's my friend over there. But yeah, man, she just derailed that whole movie. Disney needs to just shut the fuck up.
I think Iger's waiting for the strikes, and then he's going to come in and do something, because the reason why they got him in there was to take it back to the glory days of 2000, like 95 to 2015. It was only Disney movies making money. They were the only studio consistently hitting over $1 billion revenue every fucking year.
The only dudes moving units was Disney, WB, and Universal.
Yeah, that's true. With the Jurassic. Fuck it, oath. All right. Huh?
That's how we always segue like a J bar in there somewhere.
All right, Continental, episode 3, the finale.
Yeah, it's the last episode there. It was okay. When I look at it like holistically, it was all right. It wasn't John Wick. I don't think they were going for John Wick. I tell you, that fucking Albert Hughes, like he's like just did not do this. This is not his type of movie. I don't expect this from him. The chick that directed the second episode should have done the whole season.
Yeah. Her sensibility behind the camera seemed a lot more stable and focused on the storytelling and not some sort of pop art comic bullshit where it was like chopping and changing.
That's right.
Yeah. Look, I did not enjoy these 3 episodes at all in this view into the Continental. It didn't feel like Winston at all by the end of it.
Yeah.
Winston pulling out the fucking blick. I know he does it to John in 3. but he's like double tapping a chick to the chest and one in the head.
Mm.
That just didn't seem like Winston at all. He was never that surgical.
Winston was smarter than that. He would need to do that.
Exactly. And
He
that's
had-
what was missing.
He had his people.
Yeah. But he's also more strategic than that.
Hmm.
Like, brute force is not Winston's style.
Not at all.
And for them to introduce the character like that, like, this is my, like, you know, this is my history. I was once a soldier on the front lines. Bullshit. Winston would have been conniving and fucking Game of Thronesing every motherfucker in that hotel out of their room.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And like that was the the biggest point for me was that there was no continuation between the Winston we see in episode 1 to the end of episode 3. Because in episode 1 he's very Winston. Like he
There
does
he
all
is.
that fucking back end shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, okay, I see. Very
Yeah.
good. And as well as that, the action was a lot better in the first episode as well.
That staircase scene?
Yeah.
This I didn't like the cheapness of the fights
Mm.
Yeah.
and the sort of the superhero-ness of them. And I know
God.
John Wick's got that, but there's a brutality and a cadence and a groundedness to the fights in John Wick. And then, like, I don't know, the gunfights are a little bit crazier.
In John Wick, they know how a woman's supposed to fight and what a woman can do and everything. You can see that by Rita Fameyuma, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
The way that she
Fameyuma.
fights compared to the way John fights, right?
Yeah.
John is
Yeah,
stronger
and
and
Halle Berry.
whatnot. She has to use different tactics to actually get it done.
Yeah.
These girls were like just fighting like men. Like it was so
the-
weird.
The best fight in this episode was those two chicks, Yen and the other twin on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rooftop. That was the best fight. That other fight, like that black chick,
Hmm.
mad ass. But fucking hell, like they made her so OP.
Yeah, it was laughable. Like I'm sorry, but in that phone booth, that cop is getting the better of you.
Yeah, he got some licks in too. And
Yeah,
how
and
is
she
that
would've
guy
been
beating
done.
you? How's that guy beating you? But the other guys that were prepared with guns and fucking knives and new martial arts, and you beat 8 of them.
Yeah, nonsense.
Yeah.
The power
Absolutely.
rating was too high on that scene.
I can sort of suspend disbelief, but when it's inconsistent like that, especially with the tone of a fucking movie. Like if it's a goofy fucking do whatever, punch a nose through the fucking window and shit, and he goes flying 10 meters.
Yeah. There was another thing that I didn't like was that it felt like the show was like overly violent, which I know makes no sense considering John Wick, but I just mean like for example when KD shoots that guy on the stairs and it's almost like all of his blood in his body was in his head and hit that fucking wall. And there was mad chunks hitting the floor and shit, and I'm like, this doesn't feel very fucking like realistic. Like I got it with the golf club in the second episode. That makes sense. And it wasn't crazy violent, but
No.
there was like a blood splatter.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
think
female
it's-
sensibility.
But I also
Absolutely
think
needed.
there's a vulgarity that that this show had that John Wick doesn't have. John Wick has a lot more style and substance to the fighting.
Yeah.
Story
there's-
to the action. It doesn't
Yeah.
happen to happen. It's a story to the action.
Yeah, and there's a lot more planning out and preparation to it. Maybe that's the difference, is that they didn't apply the same, focus on those things. Because those things are important. They're part of the DNA of John Wick.
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
look, it's cool that they got Gibbo out, because you don't see that O enough. I really, really like that O. But again, they didn't give him much to do. Everything
There
was
to
just
be
very
maniacal.
convenient. Yeah.
Maniacal and give speeches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nothing more than that, and everything was just out of convenience. I chopped off his hand. I made it here in time. It just completely sucked the stakes out. I got to tell you, I slept throughout this whole fucking show. Episode 2, episode 1, I fell asleep. 2 and 3, both of them.
Yeah. I didn't fall asleep, but I felt bored throughout these episodes. Like, I would check my phone, I'd be playing that Legend Slime RPG midway and just look up every now and then.
Yeah.
It's stank dogs.
I would get up, get a drink, come back.
Not pause it.
No pause. It's captivating. It's not captivating like John Wick. I feel like this with John Wick 4, though. Like John Wick 4, I don't find it as captivating as the other ones. I fall asleep in John Wick 4 on the same spot every single time.
Yeah. See, for me...
Where's the spot?
Just after he kills... just after the what's-his-face fight. Even during. It's during the hotel takeover.
Yeah.
Right at the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that movie goes into a bit of a lull after the Osaka fight. And then it gets quiet, and then it only gets loud in the... Because, admittedly, the last set piece in that movie is like 45 minutes to an hour, but still.
Yeah.
That's how I felt with 2 and 3.
3, I can watch. I don't know what it is about 3, but I can watch that shit. I love the what's-his-face, that fight throughout New York all the way up until... Casablanca, and then like you have that little bit of lull, but then it jumps back up with the dogs and everything, and then as soon as he hits that subway station, like it's on. It's on from there. The movie's nearly finished after that.
Yeah, that's
true.
it.
If they could just, like, you know, cut out that middle piece of 4 for me, just so I can get to when they play Painted Black and that other song as well. Because when that shit starts playing, fuck, that shit sounds excellent. I'm there, like, stomping my feet, clapping my hands and shit.
All out of beat, though.
100%. I'm doing the twist, dog. Both feet at the same time.
With the finger points.
Twist painted. It'd be too slow.
A dirty move.
Twist. Yeah, it'd be like that almost popping and locking. You
gotta have the kicks in there to break it up.
Painted Black. It'd have to be.
Alright. And then lastly, we got Loki Season 2. The Return. Man, I was really looking forward to this. Loki is the one shining star in the MCU Disney Plus TV shows.
Yeah.
I was look back on it like fondly. Every episode was something different. Like I was just like fucking gravitated towards it. I could hear about Loki. Fucking how was that? He Who Remains?
Yeah. But the score for Loki is fucking incredible. I have to say that shit like lures me in. But this was all just a very much like a re-explanation with a catch-up and then everything that's happening to Loki as well, with coming back to the TVA.
Yeah. I'm hoping that they explain a little bit more about this whole time-ripping thing, because like the main thing is that, okay, they're not pruning anyone anymore, and because of that, time is overloading. The thread's like, you know, getting congested, and it's going to rip them all apart. So then they need to basically retrofit the time thread so that these O's can process a lot more time now through their systems. And then there was just a quick fix for Loki, and they used the Bill and Ted antics, and, you know, we're here now.
Did you guys notice? I heard someone say that the actual time portal thing is based on Cerebro. It's like a throwback to Cerebro. When you look at it.
Time portal thing?
You know how they put that...
yeah.
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 The flow of time is basically Cerebro.
And that walkway and the doors and everything.
Yeah. I was waiting for it to light up and then spin like that.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah,
I didn't mind the episode.
I didn't mind it. It was okay. I don't know. It was a bit short as well. How long was the episode?
I think the pacing was really on point because it
Yeah.
felt shorter than what it was. I mean, it was like 40 minutes with 8 minutes of credits. I do
Did
believe.
you guys watch the
Yeah.
Yeah.
through the credits?
Yeah.
I saw it didn't change, like didn't get small pause on the what's his face.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'll just fast forward through this.
Yeah. Same.
Same.
Fuck, they were dying to get that promo out for
Mm.
McDonald's. Mate.
100%.
It's funny. I actually felt like McDonald's today.
Yeah. Thinking if I get paid on Friday, I might need to have some fun.
I'll
McDonald's.
try everything.
It's McDonald's champion.
McDonald's. I think I always say McDonald's.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, nothing really changes in terms of character.
Mm.
Not yet.
The main thing that was clear was, yes, they need to find Sylvie. Sylvie's also helping Loki.
Hmm.
And there must be a reason for that, why she's not willing to see him deleted from time and getting ripped apart and never put back together again.
Well, future or past Sylvie and future Sylvie are two different people, it sounds like.
Yeah, how many Sylvies are sort of running around? Did she get split as well?
There'd be two like Loki, that'd have to be.
'Cause she was the variant of him too.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. You know, they were talking about how he has to, he's ripping himself apart to put himself back together.
Hmm.
I was half
Yep.
expecting when he pruned himself that all the Lokis from the Void would come back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought I heard that he has to prune every single one of them. I was
Yeah.
like, how is he going to do that?
Yeah. Like in one fell swoop?
Yeah.
That's a Breaking Bad, like, kill 3 people in, like, 3 locations type shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it didn't get that interesting.
No.
No.
Maybe they'll set up to it, but we'll see.
Mm.
But I liked Owen Wilson coming back in here as well. I fucking died when he was talking about the jet skis.
Maybe lightly whispering. But did his hair look funny to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
His hair's
Yeah,
different,
dude.
yeah? He's
Yeah,
got
I
like
think
a
it's a
shorter
hairpiece.
little cut,
Yeah.
but you can see it's a lot more obvious that it's a hairpiece now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hairpiece motherfucker. Shout out to Judas Sparrow.
I ain't got no Tommy this week, dog.
No, I told you we're going to do it all.
Ah, yes. Very good.
Either way, that last episode, some conniving going on there, my friends.
Who
Lots of
likes the
conniving.
connive?
Hey,
I said I like the conniving. Those
then what's his
episodes.
face? The sister like sets up the brother to get killed. The brother obviously doesn't get killed. He figures it out. What's his face? He ends up going. What's his face, man? Ends up going to the cops. He's gonna become a snitch.
Ooh, that's a dirty twist too.
Mm.
Everybody dies then.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wins when the family feuds. Yeah, we could do it.
There we go. I could do this all night, baby. Pause. All right. That is a wrap.
Mm.
Fuck, that was a lot of show this week.
Yeah.
We are back on Thursday. It's coming out on Thursday. Anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing
We're
that I
not
know
back
of.
on
The
Thursday.
Thursday after is
Yeah. Thursday. We'll have some content there, but maybe not this Thursday.
Yeah.
I guess we're back on Sunday there.
Hmm.
More Loki. Maybe the finale of Changeling.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe they have the
Hmm.
10 episodes. The Burial is also out.
Mm.
More Under Ninja, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House of Usher next week.
Oh, yeah, that's the big one. That's the big one
That's
right
the
there,
big
baby. Pause. But yeah, check back then. Follow us on all social media: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, YouTube. Give us a like and a subscribe. Just helps us get into more spaces, get that content, bring it back to you. And love yourself, love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash your ass.